Hi, this is Jim Janossy. I'm going to show you how to take a look at the robust online access publishing example using the Adobe Reader and view the pages facing each other, simulating the way the actual printed workbook would look. In order to do that, I'm going to open Rope Example PDF. That's the file that you can download from this web page. It comes up looking like this, and what you want to do is go to View and go to Page Display, Two-Page View. When you do this, the reader automatically gives you the first page one up, so that presumably this is a cover page, and you'll see it as that, as a cover page. What you see here is just the example that I'm showing you. This is not a cover page that I would use, but it's just an explanation of what you're looking at. If you click the right arrow button now on your keyboard, you'll see facing pages. This is the table of contents. I've broken the 10-week quarter format at DePaul into 4 units. They're intended to be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, and 2 weeks in length. For 4 units, some people call these modules, I just call them units. Let me click the right mouse button again. Here is a page that has actual content to it. I can illustrate this content with public domain photos. For example, this photo, NASA supplied this, a picture of the sun. NASA also supplied this one. And this is a frame from a video that's found on YouTube that explains how color works. These color pictures can be accessed by this quick link. And that quick link is encoded in this quick response code. By entering this on the address line of a browser, a person can view these pictures in color. Or by pointing a smart cell phone at this quick response code, the cell phone will scan it and bring up exactly what the computer would bring up if this were entered on the browser's address line. So this encodes that quick link. Here I have another quick link. This is how you access this video. Here in the text, I've just referred to it with what looks like a subscript, 004. You'll notice that here the quick link actually is the standard front part plus that 004. So I don't have to refer to these types of videos with a full-length URL here, because this abbreviation or alias will access that video. But this quick response code encodes this. So here, if somebody was reading this, and at this point where this video is relevant, they wish to see the video, they can either at a computer enter this, or they can, with a smart cell phone, scan this. Either way, they'll see the little 1-minute video. Now, I've just included in here a couple of think about questions and places to write some notes. You don't have to have these kinds of questions, but I just thought it was kind of interesting, because that's the kind of thing, if I were giving a lecture in class on this material, I might ask for responses from the class for these kinds of questions. And of course, I can entice students to read these by in the lectures mentioning that some of the material on the final exam comes from these think about questions. Let's take a look at an example page for slides. Here you see slides printed 6 up. I do have notes associated with each slide, kind of a brief summary of what I might have mentioned in the lecture, which is accessible by video. Where? Well, at this quick link here, or at this quick response code. Either this or this will bring up the short video lecture, for which these are the notes. These images are the slides, and this, in each case, is a summation of what I might say about this. And of course, there's still some room around your white space for people to add their own notes to consolidate information from the video or other sources such as the textbook. I'm often asked, how do you get these kinds of notes in here? Because ordinarily the notes feature of PowerPoint wants to put one slide at the top with notes underneath. Well, this is really rather simple when you think about it. I've taken the ordinary slide set and I've interspersed slides that have this content. So when I print them 6 up, this is a slide that has a large QR code on it, and these slides just immediately in each case follow the slide that they're referring to. PowerPoint just prints these as slides the same that it does this. So the set that I made the lecture from, I've now enhanced by putting this, and you don't see these notes in the lecture. So what I've shown you is the basic structure of a workbook. Here you see the content that I have. Here you see a typical content page. And here you see the way the slides for a given chapter, the remaining chapters grouped into units, would make up the rest of this workbook. And as far as I can see, this is a far better way to organize your course materials than to think about putting these original writings as loose PDFs on a proprietary learning management system. For the reasons that I've mentioned earlier, this is very advantageous for a faculty member to do, as opposed to putting your own intellectual property into someone else's system.